Hello everyone and welcome to this video. You're probably here because you have the CCAT exam coming up and you want to learn more about it. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to talk about the CCAT exam, or the Criteria Cognitive Aptitude Test. For those of you who don't know, this test is used by employers to evaluate candidate performance in solving problems and critical thinking, and several companies use the CCAT exam to evaluate candidates seeking a position in their organization. Qualified job seekers write the CCAT exam to fill in the position for accountant, executive director, software engineers, human resource manager, network administrator, graphic designers, IT consultant, sales manager, sales representative, financial analyst, and many more positions. So in this video, I'm going to share with you important facts about this test, as well as tips to help with your performance. It's very essential to go prepared for this test. And knowing all of this information that I'm going to share with you beforehand will make the process much easier. So let's go. Six important facts about this test. 1. You have 50 questions to solve in 15 minutes. So that means you have 18 seconds per question. Everyone taking the test should manage their time effectively, because time is the main limitation in this test. What can greatly help you in time efficiency is practice. So I've included a link in the description for our bundle of 6 practice tests with detailed explanation to help you succeed, land your new job. 2. The type of questions. So this test is divided into 3 types of questions. You have verbal, numerical, and spatial reasoning. Additionally, calculators are not allowed for this test, which rises its difficulty. But the tips in here are going to help you with that as well. What is also your friend in this test is elimination. If a certain type of question is taking too long, just choose a random answer and move on to have more time on the easier questions. If you are facing a tough question, sometimes you can increase your odds choosing the right answer by eliminating the obvious wrong answer. And why I encourage you to do that is the next fact. 4. There are no penalties in this test. There are no penalties for wrong answers. So in the last seconds of the test, if you still have a few questions left, quickly select random answers for each one to try and increase your score. 5. What is a good score? So the CCAT uses percentile scoring.
Percentile. Percentile.
The percentile score indicates what percentage of the population scored lower than you on the same test. So a percentile score of 85 means you scored higher than 85 of the population of candidates within a norm group. This is why we cannot link a percentile score to the needed number of correct answers during the test. 6. As I already mentioned, no calculators are allowed in this test. So you need to practice the tips I will be giving you in the next part of this video for faster calculations. It can really help. Now let's move on to the very exciting part of this video, math tips. So these tips are important because they will help you quickly solve some of the most frequent questions asked in the CCAT exam. Tip A. How to quickly calculate the average. So calculating the average is frequently asked in this test, and many do not know this little trick that will save you a lot of precious seconds. So here's an example prompt. So the average number of cars sold in the last 4 days is 20. You know that for 3 days, the sales were 21, 22, and 18 cars respectively. What is the number of sales on the 4th day? Here's how it's done. 21 minus 20 equals plus 1. 22 minus 20 equals plus 2. 18 minus 20 is minus 2. So the total difference between the numbers we have and the average is plus 1, plus 2, minus 2, which is plus 1. In order for the total difference to reach the average, we need to cancel the plus 1. So the last number should be the minus 1 of 20, which is 19. Make sure to practice this trick because during the actual test, you will only have a pen and paper. So you could just directly note down the differences and add them together to figure out what the answer should be. I want to remind you that I have included a link in the description for the practice test that will help you perform well on the actual test. The other tip that I'm going to be sharing with you is an important math tip that people often miss out on, and it is calculating percentages. So why is this important? Because this will help you quickly calculate math questions about increase in prices and discounts, which is also asked very frequently on this test. Let's start practicing together. To get 80% of a number, we multiply this number by 0.8. For example, 80% of $50 is 50 times 0.8, which is 5 times 8, and that is $40. In case there is a reduction by 80%, we multiply the number by 0.2. Let's look at the reduction of $50 by 80%. We multiply 50 by 0.2, which is 5 times 2, and that gives us $10. Why this works? Because when we are reducing by 80%, we are getting the whole 100% and removing 80% of it. So we are taking $50 minus the 80% of $50, which translates to 50 minus 80% of 50. We have the following equation. 50 times 1 minus 80% of 1 equals 50 times 1 minus 0.8 equals 50 times 0.2, and that gives us $10. Very important information. So if you want a formula that can apply to any situation, here it is. Reduction by X%, we multiply by 1 minus X over 100. Now, if we want to increase by 80%, we multiply by 1.8. Using the same previous logic, 50 plus 80% of 50 equals 50 times 1 plus 80% of 1 equals 50 times 1 plus 0.8 equals 50 times 1.8, which gives us 90. Very simple. So remember, increase by X%, we multiply by 1 plus X over 100. And that's it for today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Let us know in the comments what you find most intimidating about this test so we can dedicate a video just for that. Good luck!